All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Good Friday. I want to thank you, everyone, for your patience in making this video and this review, but well worth the wait. Today, we're going to be talking about arguably the most popular cornhole bag in the game, and that is the Viper R by Ultra, and for good reason. The bag utilizes materials that hold up pretty well and play pretty consistently in any condition. The hybrid carpet we have here plays between probably a 5 and a 6 regardless of board conditions. If it's damp, humid, it stays pretty true to its speed. And then the fast side plays about a 9 in normal conditions and will slow down maybe to about a 7, but again, very usable still. So very popular bag, and for good reason. We're starting to see a lot of bag companies utilize these materials. So everyone seems to have a Viper R variant these days. Some of the ones that are not pictured here are the Cornhole Coastal Fear, the Majestic Outbreak. We have Reynolds Thunder, and then we've got 2 bags that I was hoping to have here, but they still haven't got to me yet. Really kind of sad by that because I was excited to throw both, but hopefully I'll get them and get a review of those to you guys soon. But that's the 710 Fuel and the Underworld Clone. So very excited to try those, but I didn't want to really delay any longer in getting this video out. So this is what we'll go over today. Also, you don't see the Swag Chaos, which I have thrown, but someone else has those of mine right now, and I didn't get them back for this video. We'll talk about that one first. Really like that bag a lot too. It is a little thinner than the Viper R, maybe just a little bit, but very consistent otherwise in every other way. It's the original Viper R sort of clone or variant that came out last year. It was the only bag company that was stamped that I'm aware of in 2023 that utilized these materials, and that continues on today. It does have a liner in there that you can sort of feel that maybe feels a little different than some of the other ones, but great bag, definitely a good option. Swag Bags is one of my favorite companies. Chauncey has taken really good care of me. Probably one of my favorite bag makers in the game. Him, Billy, NOLA Bags, LD at Black Sheep, and you know, BJ at Siva, you know, there's many more really taking care of me over the years. So I'm thankful for that. Awesome guys, ambassadors for the game and the bag making company world for sure. So let's talk about the Viper R. I've got 2 sets of Viper Rs here, the 2023s that are very broke in that I've been throwing for a while, and the 2024s that I just got this week and broke in just to see how they compared with the older version. Not a lot of differences between the two, to be honest with you. The 2023, like a lot of people who have thrown these bags for a while, you'll notice that they start to get a little floppy, a little soupy. My set is certainly getting that way because they've been used so much. The newer set, not so bad. These did measure in a little smaller, which makes sense because materials stretch over time. But what was surprising is I found that the newer ones were just a hair lighter. And again, a little bit smaller template, but they feel like they're pretty thin and could get floppy as well as probably all of these bags will that use this material. But again, this is the OG. This is the original. If you want quality, you know, I kind of look at it as like the Banana Republic in the clothing line. You pay extra for extra quality, maybe the name, but they hold their value for good reason. Very easy to get rid of on the resale market. They hold their value. You're going to get a lot of your money back if you decide you don't like them and want to get rid of them. Great bag. Love this bag. I would throw any of these in a blind draw at any time. But there are differences. So if this is the standard, this is the original, how do the others compare? The 2 that I thought that were the biggest difference from the original would be the Lucky Pro Sniper Elite. This bag is by far the thinnest, as you can see by the photo that I'm attaching with this review. It is the thinnest by far. It is also the heaviest of the group. Therefore, it did move a lot faster. I won't say a lot faster, but it was definitely faster than the rest. It's mostly disc, but it does have a mixed fill. Therefore, it is a hole-friendly bag, but it is faster. There were times where this bag where I thought for sure was going to hold and it would end up going off the back of the board, but I love that it is so forgiving. It's also a very large template. So this is, of all the bags, this one is probably the floppiest and the loosest feeling in your hand, and it again is the fastest. It's a good bag. I liked it a lot at first, but as I started to throw more, I could tell that it was a lot different, and I've sort of went away from that one, but a good bag if you like to hole run. If you like pro snipers, this is a great version of it that'll maintain its speed because of the materials that they utilize. So great bag here with the Lucky Pro Sniper Elite, but definitely looser and a little bit faster, thinner than the original Viper R. The slowest of the bunch, and by far the most full, is the AAR Ripper. This bag played definitely slower than the rest of these. You know, at first I thought it was because of the darker material, but that's not really true because I got black on the Quantums and red on the Ion. But it is a fuller bag and slower. It's probably the one I personally threw the worst. However, it was also the easiest to roll. So if you want to play a slower style game, that you want to play a little defense, muddy up the board, be able to roll bags over, this is probably your bag. The Ripper, also a very popular bag that's holding its value very well, selling very good on the resale market, but this was the thickest and the slowest of the bunch. Power Dragon, this is the only one that utilizes, the best I can tell, feels like almost entirely a flat disc fill. That's good for me for the fact that it is very forgiving. So one of the reasons why I like Buffalo bags a lot is because if you don't throw a perfectly flat bag, it tends to be more forgiving. So this one, along with the Pro Sniper, because this one's a little floppier, this is a very forgiving bag. You know, sometimes will hold, as any flat disc filled bag will, but this one played great. I really like this one. I forgot to mention, this is also the Ripper is the smallest template of the bunch, along with the Ion. They are smaller, fuller templates. Fuller bags with a smaller template. But the Dragon bag, great bag. This was definitely one of my favorites of the bunch. Also very popular on the resale market. All right, the Alien Quantum. This is one that was very, very similar to the Viper R. Weight-wise, fill-wise, template-wise, maybe a little smaller, right in that medium range. Sort of great all the way around. It does have the comp stamp, but what I loved about Alien is I designed this this bag custom. I just went with an 80s theme. These were printed and ready and in the mail within 24 hours. That's insane. Most bag companies take like 2 weeks to get that done. I was very impressed with Alien Cornhole for doing that, but this was a great bag that played very well for me as well. All right. The Bambino by Goated Bags. Real quick, two things I want to say about this. First off, what I love about the Goated Bags is the owner. I reached out to and talked to him, and we were talking about his product, and he said something I thought was really cool. He said that, you know, I don't really care about the money as much as I do as making a great bag for the people that are throwing my stuff. I think that's awesome, and I really genuinely believe that. This is probably the most popular bag in my area right now. Really taking over my local league. Everybody seems to be throwing it. Now, in terms of how this bag compares with the rest, it feels fuller like the Ripper or the Ion, but it's actually not. When I stacked them up, it's standard with sort of the Viper R, the Quantum. The Dragon's a little thinner. But what about this bag that is unique is I got these from a guy in the league. This is not my personal set, and he did a different break-in. Break-ins do determine how your bag plays. He broke these in with the vinegar method, and they are much looser than any other bag that I used with the Dawn and sort of hair conditioner or bag butter to break in the other ones. So this one is extreme, by far the most hole friendly, but that could be a product of the break-in method. So again, what determines how a bag plays is 1, the materials, 2, the fill type and template size, the thickness, and 3, the break-in method you use to determine how floppy a bag actually gets. So these are insane. They will not hold up. They're gonna go in the hole if they get near it. Got a guy in the league that I throw with who throws them, and he throws fast side only. And if you do not throw a blocker, it's gonna go in the hole. Shout out to you there, Richard Whitmire. So last bag that I just got in a couple days ago was the Octane Ion. Very impressed with this one because it is by far the cheapest of the bunch, and it features an ACL Pro stamp. Again, I have all the prices listed on the spreadsheet that's attached to this review. At first, it is a thicker bag, much like the Ripper. At first, I thought when I was throwing these, they were harder to break in for some reason. They were a little stiffer, but I was like, man, I'm gonna have to break these in again. But I only got to throw them for one day, and I threw them for a couple hours. But towards the end of me throwing them, they were playing great. Probably a great mix of the Ripper because it's certainly rollable bag, but it does seem a little bit more forgiving, which is strange because it's also the only one that I think that features a almost entirely or mostly round bead mix. I think there could be a little bit of a mix fill in there, but it's mostly a round bead. But for a bag that features round beads, it's normally very active. This one's pretty forgiving, so I really enjoyed that bag too. So in conclusion, which bag did I personally like the best? For me, the Alien Quantum. If you don't care about the comp stamp, again, the fact that you can design any bag that you want, so you get a bag to look however you want it to look, and you get it really quickly at a great price, can't really beat this. This is probably the one, it actually was the one I threw the highest PPR with. I played these bags head to head for the past couple weeks, and I played versus the Ghost. So highest PPR was with these. I really enjoy throwing these a lot. A cheaper version of what I feel is very comparable to the original Viper R. If you want quality and you don't mind the price, the Viper R is probably the way to go. If you want thinner, more forgiving, faster, Pro Sniper Elite. If you want to roll, muddy up the boards, but use these materials, the Ripper or the Ion's the way to go. If you like flat disc, the Dragon bag, Power Dragon's the way to go. But these two down here were also very high for me. I really enjoyed throwing the Bambinos. They were one that head to head I had the best record with. But again, if that hole's open, you can just throw these and they're gonna go in the hole. But again, that could be a product of the break-in method. But again, great bag, great price. And I really enjoyed these Ions for the price for a Viper R variant that I think $70, $75 via Octane with a Pro stamp. That's just incredible. Great bag. I think I'm gonna like it a lot more the more I get to throw it. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any questions or any feedback you want to provide, feel free to drop it in the comments and I'll respond when I can. But I hope everyone has a great Easter, and thank you again for being a part of this. I'll continue to get these reviews up. I got about 20 more bags waiting in the queue, so more reviews are coming. Again, guys, have a great Easter weekend. Thank you.